I just did 20 minutes in front of this green screen ranting about the NFL, what's going wrong, what's going right. There's not much. And I didn't hit on for the microphone that I used. You know, this shit. Yeah, I didn't hit on. So that's 20 minutes just down the shitter. I'm done. I cannot put into words what is going on right now in my life, okay? Let's just break it all down, shall we? The Giants are getting killed by a team that doesn't have a quarterback or a head coach. Oh. My fantasy team is getting whooped by the worst team in the fantasy league, who would have been whooped by anybody else. So the worst team in the league, I'm losing to them, which makes me a jackass. I have good players, I had a good strategy, and they're losing. They're losing. Bijan Robinson got 4 points, or 5. Who gives a fuck? Lamar Jackson. The Ravens put up 37, and Lamar Jackson had 11 points. I had Zay Flowers, 2 points, 1 catch, 1 target. I can't. Look at this team. Look at this. Look at the team I went against. Let me run you through what's going on. My fantasy team sucks. The Giants got killed. I destroyed my hand in my air fryer not half an hour ago. So I'm gonna be quick. Sorry if I'm an asshole in this. I'm a little annoyed that I just recorded a whole thing. So sorry if I'm not detailed. Sorry if I only talk about your team for 10 fucking seconds. Chicago Bears. I'm just gonna plow through this just like the world is plowing through me. Just taking it up the ass. Okay. Titans Steelers. Will Levis, who gives a fuck, is the man. This dude lets it rip. He's very good. Very good. He's so fun to watch. I don't care if he wins, loses, or draws, or the fourth option. And the Titans have nothing around him, and Mike Vrabel might not be that smart. The Titans should just put all their money in the offense and just let Will cook for a year. See what happens. If it doesn't work, who gives a shit? He's a second-round pick, but just do it. Just be good. Will Levis. As far as the Steelers go, Najee Harris had a career night, 69 yards on the ground. And, you know, they won. Kenny Pickett still looks like garbage. Steelers aren't good. Titans are, even though the one team beat the other. Dolphins Chiefs. Guten Tag, Deutschland, Schliebedig. German. I'm German, and I think the language is silly, and I think the fact that the NFL is playing games in German is fun, and Germany, and my thumb is scorching hot right now, still, an hour after burning my fucking hand off. The Dolphins can't beat any good teams to save their lives, let's be honest. This team is fun, I'm rooting for him. Mike McDaniels is great. The Chiefs are clearly a team that are just gonna phone it in for these games. They're gonna beat every team, or at least most teams. They'll lose some games, but this team is talented. Whether it's ugly or not, the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. Book it today. They're gonna play the Eagles. Cardinals Browns. I'm gonna be super quick about this one. Cardinals, they're tanking, and they're tanking with style. Who's their quarterback? What the fuck was his name? What was it? They scored 0, by the way, so that's, you know, you'd like to score more. Clayton Tune! Clayton Tune! Put up 0 because the Browns defense is a buzzsaw. Cardinals are tanking. Whatever. The Browns, on the other hand, great defense, not good offense. Deshaun Watson, I'm not going to look at his stats again. His first half stats, 50% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, which was horse shit. Everybody knows that. Like, what? And that's it. Browns offense, nothing to write home about. Browns defense, yeah. Bears Saints. I'm dying. I wrote a lot of notes in the first half. I thought Tyson Bagent was good. He's not. Okay, let's be honest. The Bears are a disaster. I don't know why you trade for Montez Sweat on a losing organization. Maybe you don't get him in free agency. I think he'll survive. It's Montez Sweat, okay? The Saints are actually fun. You know, I rip on the NFC South a lot because they're boring as hell, putting up heater after heater, and I'm just enjoying it. Rashid Shaheed, that's my kind of player. 3 catches, 150 yards, and a touchdown. That was last week, but this week he put up numbers too. That's something. That is something. You can't say that about any other NFC South team, especially not the fucking Falcons. They're a perfect middle-of-the-road team. They're fun to watch, they've got exciting pieces, and you're not concerned when your team's playing them on Sunday. Unless you're a Giants fan. Washington, New England. I made a Ron Rivera video. It'll probably come out sometime this week. The Washington won this game. Sam Howell threw the ball long. It was all right. These teams are so like nothing. These teams are 2 just stubborn ass old head coaches that have no clue what time of day it is. Patriots. Mac Jones sucks. He doesn't have the arm. He doesn't have the mentality. He likes to turn it over, which is a weird thing to like. Just a complete nothing game. Just a complete fuck off. Ravens Seahawks. I have been a big Ravens guy this year. I drafted a lot of Ravens in fantasy. So, you know, I should be doing great in fantasy, right? 37 points? Nah, Lamar Jackson puts up 11, Zay Flowers puts up 2. They won though. The Ravens are one of the best teams in football. Besides the Eagles and the Chiefs, I would put them right there at 3. The Ravens are complete. They're making stupid mistakes, but they're still killing these teams. And the Seahawks aren't some like pushover either. The Seahawks are damn good, and they destroyed them. And as far as the Seahawks go, I respect the Seahawks move. Unlike the Bears, trading a draft pick for a pass rusher in a win now year, shit, dude, I like it. I respect it. They lost big, but whatever, dude. Push the chips to the middle with Geno. This team will probably make the playoffs. The Seahawks are fun. I said this last week. I'm going to say it again. I like the Seahawks. That's it. I got no takeaway for you. Sorry. Rams, Packers. The Rams are good, but they need Matt Stafford, which is not something I ever thought I'd say. I always thought he was just a beneficiary of a good system, but I thought about it. Calvin Johnson did put up numbers, Cooper Kupp put up numbers, Puka Nacua put up numbers. Maybe Matthew Stafford is just good. Maybe I'm just a dick. This team needs its quarterback, which shouldn't be a crazy thing to say, but it is when there's so much talent and such good coaching. They'll get him back and they'll be okay. Packers. I'm ready to say it. Jordan Love is not good. This offense looks horrible. A.J. Dillon is advertised as a strong power back and can't gain 2 yards when you need it. Christian Watson was a horrible pick in fantasy for me because I thought Jordan Love wouldn't be terrible, and I was completely wrong about that. 3 years, dude. And you couldn't put the pieces together? You're this bad, Jordan? I used to think he was fun. I used to think he was good. I thought the Packers had their guy. They don't. Vikings, Falcons. Arthur Smith. I hope you better brush up on your Chinese, buddy. Arthur Smith is the biggest asshole I've ever watched on television, and I watched the 2020 presidential debates. Arthur Smith just decides to just be a dickhead, and he's just trying to prove something. He's so insecure. He has Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, and he's not using any of them, dude. I've got Bijan in my main league. He puts up 5 points. The 8th overall pick's putting up 5 points. You're giving it to Algier? Tyler Algier, dude? Arthur Smith is just the worst. And I'm so glad they lost. The Vikings, this team has been snake bitten. Kirk Cousins just blew out his Achilles right when they start to look good. And what do they even do? They trot out Jaren Hall, whatever, and he goes down in the first quarter. And then Joshua Dobbs comes out and he wins this goddamn game like a man. I loved it. I loved it. Not only as a Falcons hater, but as a man who loves the underdog. Josh Dobbs has been tossed around more than a woman in a fraternity, but he is making it happen. He's winning games. He beat Arthur Smith. He did it for his city. He did it to overcome his haters, but most importantly, did it for me. Bucks, Texans. You know, I was just talking about how the Saints aren't boring, and that's important for the NFC South to not be just 4 shitfest teams. Bucks are good too. Baker is Baker. Okay, we know that. It's not like Baker's gonna wake up one day and be this MVP caliber quarterback, but he put up a hell of a game. He's got heart, and I respect him for sticking in there and trying to win this game. It broke my heart that he lost, but it made me so happy to see CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud is a guy who I don't need to tell you is good. He's breaking records. He's making names for himself. For once, the Texans are fun again, which it's not like I was holding out. Oh, the Texans, such an important franchise of the NFL. Texans are now officially worth watching. Move over, Packers. The Texans have taken your spot. I'm excited, and Texans fans should be too. CJ Stroud is God, and I'm really glad that I didn't make a draft analysis video fucking 8 months ago, which I couldn't have because I didn't have a channel, because I didn't think CJ Stroud was gonna be this good. I thought he was a system quarterback who had all the weapons in the world and didn't do that much with it. I was way off. So I just recorded that, as you saw, and what a dumb thing to say. I swear to God, I need to get this on video. I walk out of my studio, my bedroom, to go catch up on the games. I swear to you, the first play I watched, Josh Jacobs up the middle, touchdown. Giants are down 14-0 to a backup quarterback and an interim head coach. Damn it! It's a whole new day. It's Monday, which I hate doing these on Monday, but you know I'm a Giants fan, and I just sat through the end of an era. It is hilarious going back and looking at what I was saying during the game, and then I walked out and Josh Jacobs scored a touchdown. I didn't even know that Daniel Jones had blown out his ACL until about 15 minutes after that. We're definitely going to draft a quarterback. Let's talk about Giants Raiders. I'm getting off track. Giants Raiders. Right? Like, what the fuck? Who would have thought that this team was that bad? Who would have thought that the interim head coach, and you know, it's not that big of a deal. I think interim head coaches, I mean, Jeff Saturday won a game. Interim head coaches get a little bit of a boost. Everybody's jacked. We didn't even lose close. And yeah, Daniel Jones got hurt. He looked horrible before. The D-line is holding up. Jalen Hyatt runs very fast. This is hilarious. Our secondary, I didn't watch. I can't even, I wish I could say like, oh, this sucks and we need to fix that. I didn't watch the game. Here's the thing, and here's why I'm gonna approach this differently. There was the late window and then the Sunday night game. I talk about these in windows, I break them up. There was one game worth watching in this late window because Panthers-Colts, you know, God bless Bryce Young, he does not look good, and I feel horrible because CJ Stroud looks great. If you're Bryce Young today, you're not happy, and I get that. The Panthers put nothing around him. They don't have their first round pick, so the Panthers are in trouble. The Colts are the Colts. This year's not really going to amount to much, but they can have some fun wins. It's not like they're tanking. I don't think they're going to make a serious playoff push if they even make the playoffs. Hey, Gardner Minshew, okay. Bryce Young, dude, two pick sixes is not a good day. Everybody has them, but typically the people that do don't end up great. And the way the NFL is going, you're seeing that there are more and more times where a rookie quarterback looks good just out the gate, and the ones that take a little bit of time are becoming more and more rare. You're finding less Josh Allens, you're finding more Justin Herberts. I've seen Bryce Young a lot. He went to a school nearby mine. He torched my high school one time in the playoffs. So did Kayvon Thibodeau, though. Go Giants. I can't be done with this Giants game. I love this team. I'm not out on Brian Daboll, but god damn it, this is so painful. We're the worst team in the NFL. People were predicting us as dark horse Super Bowl contenders, and now here we are, 2-7. I wish we were 1-8, if not for the Cardinals, who are 1-8. I wish we lost that game because that game's going to be a huge deal come first overall pick time. I'd rather not trade up for a quarterback. I'd rather just sit there and take one. I will. I'll do it. Give me a clipboard. I'll do it, okay? Watching that game yesterday, I was like, Tommy DeVito is a funny name and a cool idea. I love the idea of Tommy DeVito, but I don't love Tommy DeVito. He is Italian as fuck and he's horrible. Bills-Bengals happened. I watched it, but I was so bored that I was basically on my phone the whole time. You probably were too, unless you're a Bills-Bengals fan. You know, it was cool. I'm glad it was the Sunday night game. I'm glad Damar Hamlin had his moment. But it wasn't that great of a game. The Bengals were up the whole time. They look like they're back. The Bengals are back. The Bills aren't. The Bills are definitely your B-tier team that's struggling to kick it into stratosphere because they don't have great coordinators, I feel like, and they haven't really improved the team much. Meanwhile, the Bengals, who looked horrible a month ago, look great now. That's good. T. Higgins got involved, but it happened, right? Eagles-Cowboys. I'm finishing off with this one because this is my favorite game of the day. This was Eagles-Cowboys. As a Giants fan, I've seen this game many times. Usually I'm rooting for both of them to lose, which unfortunately can't happen. The only one that's losing is us. So it sucks, but I really don't have a horse in this race. I kind of prefer Philly just because, you know, they seem nicer, which is a horrible thing that I just said. That game could have gone either way 15 times, controversial calls, crazy shit's happening. People are fighting. Jalen Hurts blew out his ACL, I thought, but then he was fine. What a game. Bravo, what a game. It allowed me to take my mind off of Giants Raiders, which was happening simultaneously. I was at a point yesterday where I was watching Red Zone and I just couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to care about the other two games, so I just watched Cowboys Eagles. I'd rather see ads than watch Tommy DeVito in 11 personnel. Cowboys Eagles was great though. I'm very happy to see Micah Parsons lose. I wish I had the fire that I did yesterday. I don't, but I just tried to sum up these games as well as I can. Because that's just what I'm doing. But, you know, Cowboys-Eagles was great. Panthers looked horrible. Colts looked like the Colts. And Giants-Raiders. Kill me. Maybe I'm just so broken, so beaten down from this week that I don't have a lot to say other than the fact that the Giants are terrible. I'm going to have to make another, oh my god, we suck video. The last weekly recap I made, we won. I probably said something like, we're back. Well. New York City. The Giants are back. We're not. We're so far from back. This is rock bottom. I hope you're happy, media. Good night. Oh, also,